Welcome back to the TKO show. I'm just going to be talking about what honestly my thoughts on the whole Alabama Nick Saban, on basically the whole Nick Saban retirement thing and how that affects the rest of college football. Just jumping straight into it. So Nick Saban retired, and now there's this huge opening at Alabama. Now, every coach says that they're not going to leave their school. Now, some coaches actually mean it, some don't. And all those coaches that actually mean it, there is a little bit of caveat, unless if these four schools have an opening, I'm going to apply, which makes sense. Those four schools, in my opinion, are Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Michigan, in my opinion. But at this point, I don't know who actually is going to get the job at this point. I know some names have been brought up. Dan Lanning, or Lanning, however you pronounce his name, Lanning, from Oregon, half an hour before I started making this, is already said that he's staying at Oregon, which I think is a good decision. Because, one, no one wants to be the guy after the greatest head coach of all time, or greatest college football head coach of all time, I should say. Didn't really work out that well in the NFL, but still. No one really wants to be that, and his name was floated out, and he is in a great position at Oregon. I think he's doing a great job at Oregon. I feel like he's doing a great job with NIL, which it makes it easier considering your main contributor to NIL and donations and alumni is the founder of Nike and supports supports Oregon, and basically gives them new uniforms for every single game. So it's very, very entertaining to watch. This is going to be a very interesting and fun situation to watch. Some other names that I've heard come out are Steve Sarkisian, or however you pronounce his last name. I still can't pronounce it for the life of me. From Texas, I think that'd be a bad move for him, and I don't think he's leaving Texas. One, Texas is going into the SEC next year, so that basically just be a lateral jump. You're going from one place to another that have the same talent strength and the same ability to recruit based off of just the name of the university. So I think that'd just be a lateral jump. I also think it'd be a bad move for him because, one, as long as he keeps winning, and I think he will at Texas, as long as he does that, he'll stay at Texas the rest of his career if he wants to. And two, why would you go to Alabama when you're in a better spot in your current job? You're in a better spot at Texas than you would be at Bama because you're under a microscope at Bama. Coming off of Nick Saban, like I said earlier, the greatest college football coach, one or two, him and Bear Bryant are 1 and 2 for me, 1A and 2A, or 1A, 1B. I fucked up that analogy. But anyways, why would you want to come in after him when you're going to be under a microscope? And basically, I saw something actually kind of funny that said the next head coach after he loses a coin toss, the first coin toss, basically the fans wanting him fired and wanting his head. If I was a coach, I wouldn't want to go into that situation. I would much rather go into a situation where they already had that, and you go into it knowing, okay, I'm not coming in off of the guy. I'm coming off the guy that replaced the guy. And it just makes a lot less pressure on you. Now, with Sarkisian, or I still can't pronounce it, but with him, I think it would be a bad move for him. I forgot to add something with Steve Sarkisian. Quinn Ewers I just saw that Quinn Ewers is coming back to Texas for his senior season. So there is no reason for Steve Sarkisian to leave Texas. He has another year to get to the playoffs and to actually be able to do something and not lose in the semifinals. So, yeah, back to the video. One guy that has also been brought up is Dabo Swinney. I don't think Bama wants him. He has shown that he can't adapt well to the new NIL rules and regulations and hasn't really adapted well to that. And I don't think they're going to go out and get him. I think they will go out and get him if everyone else says no. Another real possibility that I could actually see is Lane Kiffin. His name's been brought up a little bit. I think he would leave Ole Miss in a heartbeat to go to Alabama, and I think that would be a good career move for him, especially with Ole Miss not really. He's basically taking Ole Miss, who doesn't really have a long history of winning like Bama does, and basically taking them to a bowl game every season and at least being competitive in the SEC. And I think he would take that in a heartbeat, and I think that's a smart decision. Another name is, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but it's the Florida State head coach. I think that would be a good move for him, especially since he got screwed. I think it would, but at the same time, or it's Mike Norvell. That's who it is. I think it would be a good move for him because you brought a really competitive and really good team in Florida State and just got screwed out of the playoffs. Should have been in the playoffs in my opinion, but definitely got screwed out of it. But I don't know if he will leave Florida State because he's basically in the beginnings of building something good. I shouldn't say the beginnings of it because the beginning of building something good is you're kind of terrible, but he is building something that I think will give him a lot of success at Florida State, and this season proved it. He has a lot of young guys that can compete at a high level. Now, not against a Georgia, but that's very few teams in the nation. There are really like 3 or 4 teams in the nation who can realistically compete with Georgia. So I wouldn't put that bowl game against Georgia up to the test for their young guys because, 1, they didn't really have a lot of their players playing, and 2, their young guys didn't really have a lot of experience. But once you get them that experience, you can 100% build something off of that, and I think he wants to stay at Florida State, in my opinion, just to build that. And then here's someone that I haven't seen in anything, and it doesn't surprise me because I don't know why he would want to leave, but I think he would want to if they offered him. Kalen DeBoer, the Washington coach, I've seen him one place for that, brought up in one place for that. I haven't seen him anywhere else. But I definitely think that if they offered him, he would take it, and I understand why. You were embarrassed in the national championship, and you're not going to have a great team next year, or you're going to have a great team, but not to the level that it was this year because you're losing Penix, who is your main guy offensively. He is your star quarterback, your star player, your horse on your chariot that you're just riding the coattails of. I love that analogy, but I think he would be a good option for it. Now, there's another option that I know for fact isn't going to happen, and it just popped up on my phone, actually. There's suspicion that Deion Sanders could end up as the next Florida State coach. That is coming off of, which I don't think is ever going to happen in a million years, but that only happens if, what was his name? Why can I not think of it? Mike Norvell. If he leaves to go to Alabama. And I don't think that's going to happen. And 2, even if he does, Deion Sanders is not leaving Colorado. His kids are coming back next year. He wants to coach them. And then, yeah, there's a chance he might leave, but I don't think he will. He came out and said, I'm not leaving Colorado, which most coaches I wouldn't believe. Deion Sanders, there's no chance in hell that he's leaving unless if he gets screwed by Colorado, like he did at Jackson State, where basically got screwed and left. And I don't think Colorado's going to do that. I think their athletic director, their university president, and their alumni realize what they have and that they are going to be able to compete in the next 5-6 years. But honestly, for Bama, this is what I think they should do. I think Alabama should hire whoever the hell they want. It doesn't matter who it is. But be looking at up-and-comers for your next head coaching job. Because I don't think that their head coach that they're hiring, they said within the next 72 hours. I think it'll be shorter than that. But I think they're not going to last that long, whoever it is. And honestly, I would definitely want to what the fuck am I trying to say? I would definitely want to look into up and coming coaches because that's how you got Bama. That's how you found Saban. So yeah, I definitely think that they should be looking at that. And what I mean is like up and comers is a dude who went from the mid majors and is now jumping to a bigger college who hasn't done much in the past couple of years. And the first guy that comes to mind is the new IU head coach who came from James Madison University last season, took them on a great run. But Kurt Signetti, I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully I am. But I think he's a guy that you should look at, and I don't really know who else you should look at, but a guy like him who I would look and see how he does the next couple of seasons at IU, a team who is historically not, their alumni is not supporting their football program because they're so focused on basketball, because the banners, fuck the banners. Those dusty-ass banners from when the dinosaurs roamed the fucking earth. I'm from Indiana, and I'm fucking tired of IU fans talking about the goddamn banners. I'm fucking tired of it, but that's a different video that I will probably never make. But, yeah, I definitely think Bama shouldn't be looking to go all in on a coach this season. I think they should be looking into a coach who is established. It can still help you win, but don't be looking for him to be your permanent replacement for Saban. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. See you next time. Peace.